Nick Tandy, what a move. Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be into the stripe? Did even give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
And welcome to RaceSpotTV. Tonight we're bringing you round 16 of the CORT TeamSpeak Cup Series, the grand finale here at Auto Club Speedway in California. Rachel Whiteford in the booth here with Randy Genworth, and we're here to bring you tonight's action. 100 laps here at its 2 Mile Speedway, Fontana, California. Randy, gonna be a good race tonight.
Oh, Auto Club's always a fun track. We're sitting here under the lights in good old Fontana, California. My home track. I'm not racing, obviously, but it's always good to be running here in Southern California.
It is indeed, and of course this is the final round of the season so far for these guys. And we have a three-way fight for the win, of course, of the championship, Randy. There's, of course, we have Hess, the number 18 car, leading the championship by 10 points, ahead of Julian Mador. The 51 car, he's 10 points back, 21 points behind him, even Taylor. So, theoretically, of course, all three of these guys could win tonight.
Yeah, and Andrew Hess certainly has himself in a pretty dominating position right now with that 10-point lead. And he's currently got himself qualified P2, whereas his next nearest competitor is, I believe, about 10 rows back. So he's looking pretty good to win this championship and take it home.
It is indeed, of course. Well, Hess, I believe he is qualified in P2. We do have, looking on the list, of course, Julian Mador, he's qualified P13 right now. And Stephen Taylor, P16. So if they finished in this order, well, he'd obviously take the championship, but, well, any more than 10 positions ahead of Hess, 11 positions ahead of Hess, would see Mador take the championship. So Hess has to keep himself out of trouble this race, Randy.
Yeah, he does. All he really does is need to finish in a good place. Obviously, whoever's running second, they need to win by 11 points over Hess in order to win the championship. So really, just a good finish for Hess will really basically secure it for him. If he's able to run up in the top 10 all night, stay clean, then he's basically having to hand it to him.
Oh, I just want to have a look at the results, of course, for the round these guys did at Michigan, which was, of course, similar track, 2 mile track, so there is some similarity there, of course, different surfaces, so it's a difference, but they're quite close. Andrew Hess, of course, he finished third in that race, so he's looking for a pretty good result there on these 2 mile tracks. Stephen Taylor, of course, he, well, led more laps. He led 23 laps compared to Hess's 1, so Taylor certainly good on the 2 mile tracks, I should apologise. Of course, Mador, not perhaps as good a result there for him. Julian Mador, he finished, well, he 44 laps down, he wrecked out that race. So, is this a sign of things to come, Randy?
It definitely could be, as we're going to have to see. With this being the last round of the championship, obviously, just about anything could happen for those top three. Hess is obviously looking like the favorite. And what do you think is going to happen, Rachel? What's your prediction?
As things stand right now, of course, we know that, of course, Andrew Hess, he has to finish well to take the championship. I think this will be a conservative race from him. I think he'll stay out front. I'm not sure he's going to push too hard for the win, not take any big risks. I think Hess will be the good finisher here, though. I think could be one of the top 5, though, could go for the win here, and perhaps Gutierrez, Black, or Smith, or Husby on the pole, of course. Get those results up for you right now on the screen. Qualifying results as things stand, the cars on pit road about to head out on the pace laps. So qualifying results, of course, Mike Husby on the pole, Andrew Hess on his outside, second row Brett Black and Chris Gutierrez. Behind them in the third row, Todd Smith, Matt Harrington, fourth row Brian Sullivan and Will Roberts. Fifth row is Case Hinkins and Jonas Savoni. Of course, the rest of those results shown up on your screen right now from 10th position backwards. Looking forward to a great race. Of course, Taylor, he qualified P16, Randy. Maduro 13th. Championship leader Hess in second. Is it a sign of things to come?
Let's hope not for Midori and for Steven Taylor. They obviously want to, try to get as close as they can and get some points and potentially take this championship is what they want. But really, the way Hess is running right now, they're going to need a stroke of luck rather than a stroke of skill.
They are indeed. Those cars heading out now onto the pace lap for this 100-lap race tonight. So these guys potentially looking at hitting pit road at least twice, I think, Randy, for this one. So strategy can play a factor here, will play a factor, and got to look after those tyres.
Oh, definitely. Always need to have 100-lap race. You're going to have some pit stops. Hopefully not too many yellow flags, but I think at least 1 or 2 cautions, if not more, is expected. But yeah, definitely a good amount of strategy is going to be involved, and that's going to be, I think, what our second and third place runners in the championship are probably going to need to get themselves up into the grid order and get themselves some track position. Hopefully play off the yellows. Maybe we see some weird strategies for the Gen 6 Cup cars as they run around Auto Club tonight.
Indeed, of course, we know caution's hard to get here at a place like Auto Club in Michigan. Big back apron, if someone loses it out of 2. There's a fair chance that they'll just go to the apron, they won't actually re-enter the track. So, Race Control keeping an eye on that one tonight. Of course, we have live stewards here as these cars come rolling out of turn 4 now. That pace car will make the hard left turn to pit road and leave the field in the command of your pole sitter Mike Husby as they go green right now here at Auto Club. Green flag waving on the line, and Husby with a great start there. He pulls away clean on the bottom lane. Outside lane not going as well, of course. Hess falling back slightly. Brett Black getting a jump on him into second position right now, so that's changed hands. 3 wide behind them. That is back toward the back end of your top 10. Brian Sullivan in the 41, the 3 and the 14. So that is the guys of Will Roberts and Jake Finch. Brilliant start from Jake Finch from 12th, running up now inside your top 10. About P7 or 8. There's definitely movement going on here, Andy.
Yeah, and the opposite of your good start there by Finch is done by Will Roberts. He's done nothing but drop back from P8. And at the end of the first lap here, he's going to be scored in position apparently number 9. It looks like he lost 14. So he lost 5 spots. Finch went up about half a dozen or so, but we got ourselves a Ford Toyota breakaway. Well, starting to form up here in the top 4.
We do indeed. 2 championship contenders, of course, Stephen Taylor and we also have Julian Midori. They were running nose to tail a minute ago. They've just separated out, actually. The 51 and the 42 cars. Running well right now, of course, 13th, and Stephen Taylor, big start there, 16th up to 11th for him. Hess, he is running P3 currently, so he's holding a good position right now. What he needs to do, and these cars are breaking away, of course, your top 6 cars, all the way back to Chris Gutierrez. They are pulling away somewhat.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want to do. They want to be able to just log laps and get away from these slower cars behind. Andrew Hess, most importantly. I'm expecting to watch Andrew Hess here just run just like he's doing. He's running clean. He's gotten himself side by side a couple times, and he's just ensured he gets through the situation safe and doesn't end up in the wall or into another car by any chance. He's losing another spot by Matt Harrington. So Matt Harrington moving himself up into P3 and basically raining on these Toyota Camrys parade.
They are indeed, and we've got some 2 wide, 3 wide action back in the pack, 13th through 10th position. Big action on the racetrack, of course, heading to turn 1 now. These guys fighting, jostling for position in the early laps, while they've still got good tyres, of course. They will be coming down in about 38 laps, roughly, for Goodyear tyres and Sunoco race fuel, so expect to see these guys use what they've got pretty soon. But something we've seen in the rules package, of course, this year, Randy, is this season, that if you do push this hard at the start of a race, it tends to kill you if this stays as a green flag run. The tyre drop-off is quite significant if you push the car hard, and we have a 14 car there of Will Roberts falling back actually right now. He has had a problem, I think, with that car dropping back heavily. No issues for him, no damage on that machine, but that 14 car struggling right now. So, of course, 10 laps of pushing this car, 5 laps of pushing this car, it really hurts you in the last 10, 15 laps. So these guys have to save a little now in order to get it running. Of course, we have a caution out back of the field.
Yellow.
We have an incident with multiple cars actually happening here.
Oh yeah, we got a couple cars in the walls, a couple cars with the rear end completely destroyed, one with the front end completely destroyed. This might have been actually, I was theorizing, our 14 may have been trying to put himself in a position to just get away from any trouble, get himself away from anyone else, and not be this first yellow. So it took about 5 laps for this caution to come out.
Brent Sweet, hopefully getting that replay up on screen for you right now, of course. Brent Sweet outside the one of Christopher Carpenter, pushes in the corner, hits the wall, loses the back end. 0-0 there of Alex Boffley, just collects that spinning car, and well, boom, confetti, 61 in that one as well. Bunch of cars wrecked, Andy, and it's early days for a yellow flag.
Yeah, it is a little bit earlier than we were hoping to see a yellow. Nothing that Boffley did wrong there, but just wrong place at the wrong time.
It was indeed, of course, that 95 car just pushes wide, and not really much you can do about that. It's unfortunate set of circumstances. You get loose, you tight even, push up to that wall. And the car either tends to stick in the wall, of course, a safe barrier there, or it'll almost ricochet off, which in that case it did, and can't really control the car at that point. So, unfortunate situation there. We've got a number of cars hitting pit road, including your championship leader, Andrew Hess, putting himself on an alternate strategy here. We have a lot of cars staying out, of course. Roughly, we have, I believe, 8 cars will stay out on the track. Andrew Hess will come down pit road. Stephen Taylor is staying out. So, Midori also into the pits. Basically, 2/3 of his field have come on in pit road. The alternate strategy there, he probably didn't realize, knew he probably couldn't hang on to the leaders at the early stage. So, of course, Hess coming onto pit road, he's going to try a different strategy with his crew chief there, and going to try and go longer on this run. Of course, these lead lap cars haven't been, well, the leaders have not pushed too hard, so they know they have some time to save what they've got, and possibly just go for the track position on this first yellow flag.
Yeah, track position can be really strong there, Rachel. And especially if they get a chain of yellows here, it doesn't matter if they pit or not. If they get like a couple hot laps and then another yellow, a couple hot laps, then another yellow, they won't drop back to these people who are on new rubber. They'll eventually reach a point where everyone actually pits anyways. So they're really taking this gamble for track position, I think, is more than worth it for these guys that are running farther back, especially for some of your other championship contenders.
Yeah, great decision there for Stephen Taylor. He's gained a lot of track position there, of course, qualified 16th. He's up in P7 right now. And we're going to find out exactly how Andrew Hess did as we get to the line this time. And find out exactly how much track position he has lost. And judging by this, he has not lost much. Andrew Hess was really running about P8 on the racetrack. He is going to stay about P9, so nothing much lost, and has gained quite a lot, Randy.
Yeah, he's lost a few spots. He's running up there in P2, P3, obviously, from that good qualifying. But I think trading 6 spots for fresh rubber might be more than worth it for him. We're going to have to see what happens. A lot of this is going to depend how other caution flags play out here, whether we get a chain of yellows or whether they go back to green. If they go back to green, he's got himself in a very, very good position. If we get a few yellows here, he's gonna suffer.
Plus, this puts him now on a one-stop strategy from this point. Let's not forget, of course, we have completed 7 laps, so roughly looking about maybe 38 laps on a fuel tank. So if we couple that from here, we're looking at, no, actually, I'm wrong. You will have to make 2 stops.
Women can't do math
now. Well, let's not go there, but
listen, I'm not being prejudiced.
I was doing
because
math.
I'm
I thought we had a few more laps, Randy. So
I know, it's okay.
I'll correct myself there, of course. This is my broadcasting, and doing math in your head is a little harder than having a calculator or sitting on the sidelines, like I said, Mr. Chenworth, and
hey, I'm eating ice cream.
He is, in fact,
eating ice cream.
This RaceSpotTV broadcast is brought to you by what brand of ice cream, Randy?
Whatever brand my mom got from the store. That brand. It's chocolate. It's chocolate brand.
Field right now, and no lap down cars. We should be going green this time, so pace car will be pulling off onto pit road now, shortly, and we'll field back in control of your current leader, Mike Husby, who will take the... You will go now, green flag waving as he restarts this field. Lap 8 will be complete, lap 9 will be started, and we will have 92 laps remaining of this motor race. As the cars head down towards turn 1, pretty nice and controlled in front of the field, of course. Spread out towards the back, so not much chance of a major kerfuffle at this time. But the car's running pretty well at this time, Randy.
Yep, everyone getting a good clean run through turns 1 and 2. Some too wide, everyone just fanned out, giving everyone plenty of room at the start. Good, respectful racing. Some people are obviously going to be pushing a little bit, but as we come through turn 3 and off on a turn 4 to log lap number 9 in the books, maybe some people looking to make moves, but it looks to me like everyone's wanting to stay a little bit content here for this early run, the second early run, I should say.
Absolutely critical to get a good start for these first 8 cars that stayed out, of course. They don't want to lose track position. And your championship leader, the driver there of the 18 car, Andrew Hess, he's not really made any gains yet. He's still running in, well, he's made 1 position, I apologise. He's in P8, so he needs to capitalise early. Of course, he's got the fresh tyres, but he doesn't need to use them up too soon. These guys ahead of him, they are on older tyres. Not much, but somewhat. So he has to be in a commanding position.
Yeah, and these guys out in front of you, make sure if they are able to take care of their tires just a little bit, and if they can make Hess push, they're basically going to be evened out on their tire strategy. It's not a huge drop-off from a few lap runs once you get deeper into it. Obviously, the first couple laps, Hess is going to be in a pretty dominating position. But I think if they're able to keep this up for a few more laps, the pace is going to basically drop off. And Steven Taylor is going to be looking himself into a pretty good spot to maybe jump this championship leader by the end of the race's end.
He is indeed, in 3 wide for P20 there as we see Andrew Hayes and Johnny Parham in the 7 car getting past there to 14 of Will Roberts, and we have the 31 on the top side there, Andrew Hayes. Those guys fighting pretty hard for the bottom end of your top 20, of course, and doing what they can to try and make up positions early in this run. But wiggling there with that 0-3 car of Morgan Murphy. He's very loose right now, Andy.
He definitely is, and maybe it's that flower on the hood, or maybe it's the setup he's got. He is all over the racetrack right now. The rear end is going anywhere except the way he wants it to go. He's working the wheel hard here at Auto Club, and our man Will Roberts here is still moving back. I'm not sure what's going on with him. As he a little bit of contact.
In the wall for the 14 car.
Commentator's curse strikes today.
It does indeed, and well, we're going to get you replay that one because there will be no caution because the car was not in a position to harm the field. But that 14 car, who's been off the pace somewhat so far in this race, that car of Will Roberts, as they head down towards turn number 3. The Arthritis Foundation number 14 car just gets slow, and the 7 car there of Johnny Parham, Interstate Batteries Machine, just gets into the back quarter of him, upsets that car, it turns right.
Yeah, that was definitely just a slight mistake there, and definitely unfortunate for Will. I'm not exactly sure what's been...
Oh, we have a spinner. No, 2 spinners. We have spinners at the back of the field. Gonna try and find out who that was for you there, of course. 2 cars.
And the yellow flag is out.
Caution is out.
And this is great news for
30
Will.
and the 6. It is indeed the Cody McCorkey there, and that is also... trying to find out, actually look at those numbers for those cars.
Yeah, I think they towed on us. I'm not finding them either. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the 30 there of James Guter. They were both running up towards top 15. 6 got loose and sympathetic spin from the 30. Trying to find out why the caution comes out. Of course, Guter, the 30, will slide back up on the racetrack. And that will bring out your caution here. Second caution, lap 13. Oh, Randy, these guys will probably, who are off strategy, will probably pop down pit road. We're just going to pop to commercial, guys, so we'll be right back.
NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series powered by iRacing.com has officially begun.
It's been a very long offseason. Teams have changed, sponsors have changed, colors and all, but one thing that hasn't, they like to mash the loud pedal. Green flag is out on the 2015 NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series season.
iRacing is the ideal platform for these broadcasts because we have the best racers, the best online racers in the world, and we have such a variety of racing, from NASCAR to Grand Prix style racing, sports car, endurance racing. We do it all.
Since 2010, the iRacing.com World Championship Grand Prix Series has been the absolute pinnacle of road racing in a simulated form. Great start then by Yakoda from the front. They're packing up behind number one. They're going to be 4 wide as they come down into turn number 1 for the first time. Will they make it through that first corner? You can see them funneling through the center S's. It looks as though everyone is just about made it through. We have got ourselves some contact though, Rachel.
Side by side going into turns 3 and 4. Humpy's got the advantage, but Ottinger's not going to.
Oh, he got into him!
Ottinger gets into the 58, turns right into him, and that ends Ottinger's run.
We do a lot of live broadcasts now. Every Tuesday is NASCAR night, so on alternating Tuesdays we do the Peak Antifreeze Series, and on the other Tuesdays the B-Class Series, which is the Xfinity cars, and sometimes we'll even do some short track racing depending on the schedule. Every other Saturday we do the iRacing World Championship Grand Prix Series, so the best road racers we have. And we also broadcast some special events, including the Endurance Championship, which is part of the Road Warriors Series. So we broadcast the Daytona 24, the Sebring 12-hour, we'll do the Watkins Glen 6-hour, several other races along there. And then, of course, the iRacing Pro Racing Champions, which is usually our biggest and most watched event of the year.
That is short track racing, and that's how awesome this sim is, Joe. That's something you see on TV on highlight reels, and we just saw it here, live.
We invite iRacers who are real-world racers. They compete every December. Guys like Alex Gurney, Justin Wilson, Scott Speed, Ron Capps, the list goes on. Really some big-name drivers from all major forms of motorsport. It's really neat to see them get together and race together.
See Laughlin up top, down to the ball, gets turned! Laughlin gets turned! Caution is out! Alfaro at the front of the field!
The easiest place to find the broadcast is on our website, iRacing.com/live. So you can find some of our races on fanschoice.tv as well. A nice place to find iRacing broadcast. You can also find it at mrn.com and peakauto.com.
All right, we are back here with the CORT Series at Auto Club. 17 laps logged into the books as we're getting ready to come to the end of our second caution flag of the night after we had a couple spinners off of turn 4. I'm here with Rachel Whiteford, Keo Louis in the booth, running the music, running the cameras. We got one more to go on this caution, Rachel. Do you think it's going to be cleaner than our previous 2 early runs, or is it going to, you think, just keep up on this pattern?
Well, it could be interesting, actually, Randy, because we've had some strategy plays quite dramatically, actually. We had Case Hinkins stay out from P6. He will take the lead for this restart. Obviously had pretty good pace, so it shouldn't be much of an issue, but the big interesting one, of course, Morgan Murphy in that 03 car. We talked about him before the break and before this caution, of course. That 03 car, incredibly loose on the racetrack in an early part of a run, so could be a very interesting restart if he has the pace to stay up there, of course. He qualified P24, so this could make things exciting. Of course, cars filing up 2 wide right now. We're going to go to the restart this time round. That could be interesting. That could be really, really either a humongous accident or a brilliant call from his crew chief.
That's true, and hopefully it works out well. And just run down for our championship contenders. Andrew Hess currently running P6. Steven Taylor, P number 8. And I believe it's Julian Medor running right behind him, P number 9. So everyone's pretty, basically P6, P8, P9. Basically, tail to nose, really, for the battle for this championship. And in these positions, pretty much anyone could take it.
Well, we're heading back to the green now, of course, and well, if it finishes in this order, it will be Andrew Hess. The other guys have to finish at least 10 places higher than him, of course, with the point standings, but as we go to the green, Case Hinkins will lead for the restart, and he will go. An early start there for Case Hinkins. Not such a great start there for Murphy on the outside. He will have a slow restart. Big jump for Hinkins, so this could be a great strategy play for him. That second place car might check up some of his contenders, of course. Race pole winner Mike Husby back in P4 right now, goes passing the 4 Brett Black up the inside. Third place qualifier, he will try and get past him on the inside on the run to turn 3. He should have that position, but good early run from Murphy. He's not falling back as much as I thought he might. This could certainly be interesting as we have the 3 looking up the inside there. 3 wide this early, really, that could be brave. He decides against it, and 18 car there of Andrew Hess is pushing to the top side. He will go for a position right now. And we should see him up to P5, Randy.
Yep, and that's good for him. Steven Taylor's actually just behind him, pushing that car on the low side. Hess is going to be, I think he's going to be left out to dry here up high if Steven Taylor can get a run off the bottom, which he is. So Hess is going to have to lift out of it to avoid this wall. And this might be good for Steven Taylor. This is what he needs. He needs to get himself as far ahead of Hess as possible. He's going to have any chance of winning this, or just wreck him. He could do that too. And, but yeah, so it's definitely good to see our championship contenders up here battling for positions, and our buddy Morgan Murphy's up here. He's holding his own. He's not letting these guys run him over like we were expecting, Rachel.
He is not, indeed, but at a 0.7 of a second there between Hinkins and Murphy, he's certainly not as fast as Hinkins, who is running pretty well right now. Of course, Husby up the inside there of Murphy. He should get the position right now as long as the 0-3 machine doesn't get loose again like it has previously. But running 2 wide right now, of course. 2 wide, 2 deep, 25 and the 3, and the 2 and the 4 behind them. That 42 car there, Steven Taylor looking on. Andrew Hess has dropped back to P7, P8. He's definitely getting shuffled backwards. Something's not perhaps worked to his liking this time.
Yeah, I think he's just playing the smart game. I think he knows he doesn't want to burn up his tires, and he doesn't want to lose anything in terms of like wrecking the car and throwing this championship away. So I really think he's just making a good strategy call, just hang back. Obviously, he's got himself a good, nice buffer to where he can actually finish a few plays behind these guys, still take the championship. So for him, his most important thing right now is just make sure to keep his stuff clean, because he definitely has the pace to stay up front. It just, does he have the luck to?
Well, with how close this field's been, Randy, of course, falling back more than 10 positions behind someone is certainly easily possible, so you've got to keep that car clean, but not also lose too much, of course, as Steven Taylor going round the outside there of the 0-2 car of Matt Harrington. Great move there by Steven Taylor.
And we got Brett Black, a huge run going into turn 1. He just passed 2 cars right up the middle.
Great
going down on turn 1.
Black.
That's a good way to go from like P7 to P5 in a corner.
Yes, it is. 3 wide up the middle, like out of a cannon. That 18 car is certainly sliding backwards now. The 3's looking up his inside. The 51 might make a move. Will he take it 3 wide? Would he be brave? Could be done, but he won't. 18's managed to get back in line though. And the 3 is cycling backwards as we kind of expected him to do somewhat. Of course, he has gained a lot of track position, so. But that car looking very loose. 0-3 car there, of course, of Morgan Murphy. He's gone from second to that restart back to P6. 18 of Andrew Hess looking at the inside. 0-3 car. Yeah, we expect him to slide backwards, so he's still in a net gain, of course, Randy. 3
yeah,
wide,
they're going 3 wide. The 51 is just going to say YOLO and just push his way up the middle.
We
got a spin in the back. One spinner. Someone saved it. I think he's going to keep that car off the wall. Let's see who that is. He kept it off the wall.
Chris Gutierrez spinning that car. He's impaled that wall. Big damage on the 21 machine, but his engine's still running. Keeping that car fired. He will probably bring that back to pit road, so big disappointment there for your 4th place qualifier, Chris Gutierrez. In fact, watching this on replay now, we have 2 cars if we get a replay up now. Of course, he's on the outside. 16 gets loose and nearly loses it. He moves high to avoid it, loses it himself, spins the car. And great control there from Chris Gutierrez. He misses the walls. Impressive save.
Yeah, that's what he needed, and he's gonna be about half a lap down now, and he's gonna be on some terrible tires. But he needs to just hang out, and he needs to just log laps, wait for another yellow. We're gonna get another yellow. These guys are racing hard. It's just a matter of time. But he just needs to be there and be able to benefit off it. We got Murphy scraping the wall coming off of Ford. Looks like no real damage done though, and everyone's pretty much getting themselves pretty well stringed out here, Rachel. As we got another slow car. I think someone got Andrew Hayes got into the wall coming up off of turn number 4, got himself some damage and got cycled back about a half dozen positions.
He did indeed. In fact, something
And
interesting I
actually,
noticed on our Randy just want to mention something I just saw on our overlay actually. Chris Gutierrez, the car we saw in that replay just then, had that spin early on, of course. Showing him here was from the Plains Club in iRacing.com, but we had a finish flag up for him, so that was a bit interesting. Of course,
I think he's an honorary Finlander.
Well, he was sideways, so that counts.
See, the plains are kind of like Finland, whereas Finland's covered in ice. The plains are kind of covered in nothing but wheat. So it really is a very, very similar environment.
Desolate and plain and...
Exactly. There's a reason they call it the Plains Club. It's not because they fly.
Well, they could, of course, but Hess having dropped back even more now. Well, he's running up there in P6, so clawing his way back from losing a few positions. And Murphy with a good run there on the 51, ahead of him, Mador. But the big move right now, of course, so far, P16 to P3, Stephen Taylor, championship contender. As things stand, not enough points to make a difference, of course. Stephen Taylor was the 3rd position driver. He's lost quite a lot.
Oh, he definitely has. And Taylor has any hope of doing this, and he's both Medora and Hess, who are actually a bumper to bumper right now. He needs to have them run into a bit of luck. But right now, everything's looking pretty clean from our front runners. We haven't actually had much drama from the front group of people. It's not basically any trouble we've had all race long has come from about P15 back, which is good to see. Gutierrez is still out there logging laps, staying clean, I believe. You can actually see the leader. Actually, no, you can't. There's a lap count card. Never mind. Forget that point.
It is indeed, and Mador's past Hess, actually. Up into the... I'm not sure that's correct. It is indeed. 51 car Mador past Andrew Hess there, so both your championship 2nd and 3rd position drivers running ahead of the leader. But he knows it's not enough. Andrew Hess knows he's pretty secure. As long as he keeps himself in the top 10, they can't beat him.
Yeah, they definitely are. And the cars behind of Husby and Taylor, they have caught Hinkins, and Hinkins had himself a pretty big gap. So it's pretty interesting that they were able to reel it in. We actually have Husby making a move. He's actually getting alongside, and he should be able to go through. And our leader. Yeah, we're gonna have to be careful here. Whether Harrington's gonna need to be, or Hinkins is gonna need to be careful, not get freight trained.
Oh, contact there!
Contact off of 2.
That could have been quite interesting from those two, but they keep it under control and they keep those cars running right now. So a little scary moment there for a championship contender.
Yeah, it definitely is. That's not what he wants at all. I'm sure that got a little bit of a scare from him. Just that little tap. It doesn't look like he got any damage, and it looked like Hinkins may have bent a fender. Shouldn't be anything too bad. As we got Hinkins running down on the apron right now, going into 1. That goes back to my IndyCar days, but
well, thankfully, tire rub isn't a thing yet in iRacing.com, so no real problem there from here. We shouldn't be cutting a tire down from that fender bender, although that'd be a good feature, wouldn't it, Randy?
It might. It would be pretty entertaining to see.
Keep the NASCAR people away from each other, that's for sure. But actually, speaking of what's going on, I actually ran here myself tonight, of course, running in a Yukon Island IndyCar series, and pretty intense race actually. This track is so bumpy, and it's pretty hard to really get to express that on the broadcast and from TV. It looks like any other track, but get down in there. Those thick black seams you can see on the race surface, they are huge, and they are so bumpy, Randy, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not small at all. That's the one thing about Southern California. Our road upkeep is rather terrible because unfortunately all we have for weather are hot, and then the next season is slightly less hot, and then the next season is even hot. So no real road upkeep to speak of. So we basically just throw a little bit of tar on it and just it'll be good.
I believe also this is one of the oldest racing surfaces in NASCAR, in fact.
It might be. I'm the wrong person to ask about that, though.
Car slow up high. That is I'm working out who that is. That's a lap car. That's the 61 car there of Cody Hammond. He will go 11 laps down. He was involved in the first caution. Oh, contact from the 8th
and we
car.
have Mador. Mador just used that lap car as a pick.
Really did, yeah. Amazing move there from Julian Mador, getting straight past. That was the car there, of course, Case Hinkins, who nearly got into contact there with that 61 car, who's staying high. This is right too. He can stay where he wants, but big frustration there from Case Hinkins.
Oh, definitely, and just keeping the track of our championship leader, Hess has lost another spot to Jake Finch. So he's definitely just hanging out, and I definitely think he's running the just a safe strategy of just, okay, I don't want to get in any battle. Spinner.
90 car, he saved it though, runs down off turn 2, lost the back end, saved that car, kept it this roughly straight line. Back on the racing surface, lost a few positions though. Good save there from Johnny Eckhart in that 90 car.
Yeah, that's whenever you spin, that's basically all you need is be able to just barely hold on to it, and that's what he did. Keeping us green, keeping himself off the wall is always good to see. Obviously, our Chris Gutierrez, he spun about a dozen laps or so ago. He hasn't got the caution he's been hoping for just yet. He's basically he's running around P26 just praying that someone stuffs it into the wall hard.
Yes, indeed. Of course, his last lap was a 40.1, although he'll come to the... Well, he will actually come to the line. His last lap was, I believe, 40.1, of course. Harrington at the front, 39.6, so 39.9, 30, and 40s from about P10, so he's not much in danger of going a lap down right away, Randy, but he could do with a caution fairly soon.
Yeah, if he keeps on this pace, he'll be going a lap down, definitely, but he definitely wants that yellow, and he's been praying for it ever since he spun. Our lead cars are broken away a little bit. It's about a 10.5 gap from P1 to P2, and then P3 is about another 0.6 back, so a little bit of a breakaway, nothing too bad. Things have actually settled down quite nicely, as we have Finch making a move on Hinkins and getting it done,
James
coming
Finch,
up off of
Jake
4.
Finch, sorry, there, making that undercut there, turn 4. Good move from him. He is clear of the aim, but he's not moved up yet, so we expect that car to go to the high side for the entry to the corner. Oh, that looks like Hinkins looking at making it 3 wide, but thought better of it.
Yeah, and Hess is definitely looking to get himself forward a little bit. It looks like he's done sitting around. He wants to start moving himself forward if he can. Side by side down the back straight, Hess should have this easy as they go down into turn number 3. Not really a track with multiple lanes.
Well, it can be, but they're not as severe as some of the tracks, perhaps. Unlike Michigan, of course, you do see these cars running on the bottom lane here, but it's so loose at Michigan on the bottom lane. You don't tend to see cars running down there till late in the run when the tyres are older. But big fighting now between the cars there of Hinkins and Hess. Hinkins looking at trying to get that position back, and we have the 23 machine up there. Chad Lance was qualified P14. He's now up towards P9. He's looking at making a move on that car of Hinkins. He was going to go backwards, of course. Hinkins stayed out on the last caution, Randy. He's paying for it now.
Yeah, there definitely is. Husby's up there still running strong. Harrington's running strong. Steven Taylor is. But yeah, those people who stopped are definitely going to start feeling the burn on their tires here in the next handful of laps. And it's definitely going to be noticeable.
It is indeed. Of course, the car going backwards right now, though. Restarted second on the last restart. There's 0-3 Morgan Murphy. He's suffering, but not hugely. He's still putting in 40.1s, which some of your top 10 have been hitting those sort of lap times. So, not a bad strategy, but he will have to pit earlier than the rest.
Yeah, definitely, and it's gonna be rough for him. We're starting to get to a point. How much longer do you think we got until pit stops, Rachel? About another dozen laps?
Well, of course, we came to the pits, I believe, last time for a restart. Let me do some quick maths here with my RaceSpotTV timing scoring. Caution was...
So basically your window's built in calculate.
Yes, possibly. Caution was lap 16, of course, so lap 40 right now, so I expect, realistically, we're looking at potentially lap 65 or so for fuel stop, or 55, I apologize.
So yeah, about a dozen laps, and probably about what, 10 laps sooner for those cars that didn't pit.
Absolutely,
yeah. So really, in the next handful of laps, we're going to start seeing
5 to
cars
6
on the
laps
pit lane.
for the 2 cars that stayed out, of course. That's the 03 and that is the 8. So maybe looking at seeing them coming in the next 5 laps. But I think we're looking at maybe 14, 15 laps for the rest of the field. They want to take this as far as they can in the first fuel window. Really dictate, let them be flexible for the end of the race. Doesn't box them into a strategy. So I expect them to go the full distance, maybe like 54, 55.
Yep, Rachel is my NASCAR go-to when it comes to strategy, even though I'm the American one.
I am indeed, yeah. Actually, crew chief, the guy who's running in the top splits of the NIS NASCAR iRacing Series at the moment, Linus Brostrom. Shout out to him, my driver. He's probably the only Swede in NASCAR, so unfortunately not sponsored by IKEA.
That's pretty Swede.
Your puns are terrible,
God,
Randy.
they're almost as bad as yours.
They are.
So, update on our championship runners. Medor's up there, 5th place, running that furniture road car. Yes, P number 6, still running clean, out there running good. Things have definitely calmed down from this part of the race. Taylor, P2, he's the one who obviously needs a lot in order to win this championship. He basically
41 on pit road.
Medor. 41's on pit road. Looks like he might have actually smacked the wall. I don't know if that's older damage, or I'll look through and see if that's something he just got. He's running about a second off pace though. Anyways, 41 on pit road. 4 tires and fuel, obviously.
Brian Sullivan, of course, he was running he qualified P7, of course. See if we can find out exactly what's happened to him. He has got some damage on that machine, so we will find out if he slapped the wall at all. That damage was pre-existing, so could be just him suffering a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely is, and it looks like he's actually disconnected from the server. So he's pulled
gone.
that car off the track, so it looks like he has some unrepairable damage or something, and race there for Mr. Brian Sullivan. But something we haven't talked about up front, Mike Husby, 1.1 second lead over Steven Taylor. He's just running away right now from these guys, which is obviously what he wants to do to try to bring this home. Steven Taylor obviously would want that spot as much as he can for the championship. But from there back, it's actually all pretty tight. A little bit strung out in some places, but overall, things are staying relatively close from this relatively small field. Our update on our guy who started P2 from the outside, didn't pit. Morgan Murphy's dropped down into P12, so it's not gone great for him.
But
hasn't gone
he
bad
started P24, so he's gained quite a lot from that move. But
that's true.
Mike Husby, your points leader, of course, or not points leader, race leader, I should say, qualified on pole. The Canadian Cancer Society number 25 machine. Yeah, he restarted, of course, that last restart about P45. So yeah, he's put himself back in the lead and he's pulled away. So it's looking like a pretty dominant performance from Mike Husby, Randy.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to knock down him in the favor right now, especially if this race stayed green, and if there aren't any hiccups from people getting on the pit road. He's definitely the favorite. Yeah, everything's pretty much just sort of calmed down. People are just logging laps. They know they need to just stay calm. They've not even reached the halfway point yet, and really they still, basically at this point, they can't go on a full tank of gas to the end. So they don't want any, yells to come out and ruin their strategy. So definitely just looking pretty calm right now. It's like deeper in the field, we have some side-by-side racing. Yep, between Murphy, Guetta, and Christopher Carpenter, who's the, well, I'll just say he likes to pit, and me and Rachel like to laugh about it.
Well, that's, I suppose, one thing you could say, but, yeah, that 30 car passing number 303 up the inside, the number 1 coming with him as well, Christopher Carpenter. That car sliding back, there will be a net P14 there for Morgan Murphy, so heading back down towards where he was running on the field, Randy. But still in a net position, he really needed that caution to come out to really help him, but it just hasn't, so he should be coming to the road any time now, realistically.
Yeah, he definitely should be, and you're right, he definitely needed really a handful of caution in order to make the staying out strategy work for him. He's just so much further off pace than the other cars that were behind him that in order with them with them just being in general faster, that he needed the yellows to keep that track position and basically get to a point where the tires evened out, really. And basically when he can come down pit road with everyone else. So it's not worked out the greatest for him, partly due to pace, but he's definitely running strong, like you said, up about a dozen spots from where he started. So that's always good to see.
It is indeed, and your guy who led the restart, Case Inkin 08 machine, he's P11. They're also plummeting down the running order for him. That's not what he wanted. He was fighting up in the top 5, but World Championship contenders all up there right now. Stephen Taylor P2, Vinny Minor is in P4, and Andrew Hess, points leader, P6. Make a move on Matt Harrington, that 2 machine in the Miller Light car. I thought it was, I'm wrong. It is actually a Miller Light car, I was correct.
You just changed the
stand up
stickers.
to cancer Penske machine.
Yeah, that it is. Definitely Penske themed.
Oh
rather.
yeah, hard to miss Penske cars.
Although the fight Camry's making a move up the inside, coming down into P3. He should be able to get this move done. He's pretty much alongside, and he's pretty much well clear already. So Andrew Hess moving up himself into the top 5, and that's all of our championship contenders up there in the top 5.
It is indeed, and we'll start lap 50 this time around, so we are halfway through this run. No, one more lap will be halfway through this this race tonight, and so 2 cautions so far, Randy. 2 early cautions, we kind of expect that sort of thing, and it's could be worse, it could have been better, but well, things have filtered out, and the guys who've
I
been
hear
most
contact
consistent.
somewhere.
We have, nope, that was the 61 car, Cody Hammond, blown engine there for Cody Hammond. That car was already damaged, so someone's not taking any tape off, and it's gone big bada boom.
Yeah, and unless he's got the Audi LMP1 pick through in there, they're not going to be switching that engine out before the end of this race.
He's pulled that down to the apron. There will be no caution. He will try and coast it back to pit road, but his day should be done for Cody Hammond. Unfortunately, there, that 61 machine will come to pit road. Their day is done.
Yep, that's day done for him. Pretty unfortunate, but like you said, he had damage, and if he's trying to roll the dice and not take any of the tape off, that's not a battle that's not a battle you win generally. So.
It is not. Case Inkin's still out on the track, of course, although I believe he's coming to pit road this time round. From what I'm hearing on Spotter Chat, and Morgan Murphy also coming down pit road with him, I believe.
Yes, so that'll be...
Yes, he is. Eric coming to pit road, and Morgan Murphy behind him, that 03 car, also hitting pit road. So this is the really window we expected, Randy.
Yeah,
so
basically...
based on this, maybe about 60 fuel race leaders.
Yep, so they were about 10 laps later than we were expecting, 5 laps, but yeah, probably about the next 10 laps or so we should be seeing the rest of the field coming down on the pit lane. If we don't get a caution. If we get a caution, I think that these guys, depending on the strategy they decide to go with, could be in rather good shape. I think we're going to need 2 cautions, if we want to see... I mean, Hinkins obviously has pace. I think if we're going to see him up front towards the end of the race, there needs to be another yellow for him. If there's one, I think if there's one, everyone else will probably pit as well, and he won't really be in a... I don't know, it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. Husby's still... But Husby's... Then again, Husby's got himself a 2-second gap, and I think maybe no one's able to beat him at all, so...
No, of course, those guys will have to stop one more time. Of course, Morgan Murphy and Case Hinkins, they will have to come down pit road a second time. If these guys, the majority of the field could perhaps stretch this even 2 laps 60, or maybe 1 or 2 laps further, they will make this on that stop, so they will be good to the end. Whether their tyres are or not is another matter, but if you can hold it on for 40 laps, you could make this. So I've based my fuel numbers, of course, on Michigan, so similar to the track, but of course running different lines, different time on and off the gas, so potentially a little longer here at Auto Club, looking like 40-41 laps.
Yeah, that sounds about right, and I definitely think if you're these guys up front, what you want to do right now is you just stretch this field as long as you can. Even if you get to a point where you're in the window where, okay, 40 laps of fuel, we're now 40 laps to go, let's pit right now. I think you want to go as far as you can on this tank of gas, just in case you get yellows, just in case, of anything weird happening. So I definitely think we're going to expect to see some people come down really right at that 40 lap or so mark, which is our guesstimate to what they can do for fuel. So about 5 laps for some of these other cars, perhaps?
Yeah, expecting that to be the case. So we should start seeing the majority of cars hitting pit road in the next 5 laps time. So a couple of minutes and we shall see exactly what these guys have got for each other. As Tyler Tucker will be heading to pit road this time around. That's the P10 car. He's had a pretty good run so far. Been in the top 10 for a lot of the race. Qualified P15, Randy. That car's been pretty strong. He's, yep, he will head to pit road this time around and come for his fuel service.
Yep, and that's a good clean entry on a pit road. We might be looking at about 45 laps here, Rachel, because I think he's definitely one who's taking that early opt-out. I think he might have just crossed the line to where he can say, okay, I can go from here on the end to the end. So with him pitting like this, obviously he pit during the last stop. We're going to have to see what our leaders do.
Not a great stop for him so far. It's looking like it could be a slow one as it takes 4 tyres and Sunoco race fuel. This is looking like a 13-2 it is. 13.3 second pit stop there for Tyler Tucker. Out and away he will go. Rejoin his racing surface. Of course, the car ahead of him was in as well. And I wish I could work out who that was. But as we have also Sean Sadler to pit road.
Yep, running P13. So these are definitely all the people that pitted on the last time starting to come in. And I definitely think they can go further. I'm going to keep an eye on our leaders. They're really going to be the giveaway to whether or not these people...
getting past Julian Madore again, so those two changing positions quite a lot. And not too far up the road, back on the road, sorry, from Brett Black and Stephen Taylor, who are just ahead of them. Those 4 cars very evenly matched and have pulled clean away from the rest of the field. 3 seconds away from Matt Harrington in that 2 car.
Yeah, these top 4 definitely got themselves some pace. Not enough pace to keep up with Husby. He just seems to have that car dialed in and on a rail. Yeah, these
Husby,
top 4.
I think pitting in this time.
Yeah, could be this time. Could be.
We will find out shortly.
Yeah, we're just sitting around waiting to see.
And we're going to find out now. Yeah, Matt Husby, I think he could be heading to pit road. He will.
Yeah,
Matt Husby
certainly
onto
is.
pit road. Stephen Taylor from 2nd position. We'll see exactly how good a stop entry he can get. Oh,
Brett
all
Black
top
stayed
4
out
coming in
another lap.
together. Husby, Taylor, Black. Black will stay out, I should apologise. Hess and Madore are into pit road. So this is a critical stop for these guys. Jake Finch also in, and Savoni. So this is going to be interesting. We have to keep an eye on these pit stops. Gap closed up between your leader there of Mike Husby and the cars following him. So this is going to be really exciting to see what happens.
Yeah, I was about to say, Husby needs to make sure he gets himself a good pit stop. Because really, if he doesn't, this past about 40 laps or so that they've had on this green flag run, he could throw all that work away with a bad pit stop. And really, 2 seconds is not
off
a
pit
lot.
road. That was Andrew Hayes. He was a lap down already. He's through and out. So
yep, Husby's off first, followed by Taylor. Looks like Husby was able to maintain that gap. So well done by him. Maybe lost a little bit of time, but
big
nothing
gain there
major.
from Andrew Hess. I think he's up into 3rd position behind Stephen Taylor.
Yep, and Christopher Carpenter's out there on the lead. Got himself... Looks like he might be saving fuel, perhaps, because he's going longer than anyone else has.
Be. Lap times are a little slow, so he could be clutching that in the corners, but Carpenter, he did pit on the last fuel stop, let's not forget, though. So this is definitely around his window. It could be 1 or 2 laps either way, but I think he might be onto pit road this time by.
Yeah, definitely.
No, he is not. He could be. He is. Chris Carpenter is onto pit road. Brett Black behind him, just come off pit road himself. So this will start to cycle round now with your leaders switching positions.
Yep, and then we should see Husby re-inheriting the lead either this lap or the next one.
It is indeed. That gap to Husby, it's really closed down now, of course, down to 1 second on the racetrack, of course, between himself and Stephen Taylor. But Stephen Taylor now picking up lap traffic there. That's the 28 car. That is the car there of Chris Sweat. 1 lap down in P22, so not a great race for him there. 42 navigating that traffic very quickly, very efficiently. You will have that position before turn 1. Exactly as he needs it, Randy.
Oh, that's definitely what he wanted, and he's reeled in. He gained about half a second on that pit stop, which is good, but I think right now, if it stays as is, I think this is going to be a Mike Hawk Speedy race winner. Did Andrew Hess jump up a couple positions?
Andrew Hess indeed did. He, of course, he came out of a great pit stop there from him, of course. And I think these guys just have undercut Carpenter and Black, so we'll have to see when things sort themselves out. But he came out behind Steven Taylor and, of course, behind Husby. So Taylor not really gaining anything, but Hess definitely gaining 2 positions there. P5 to P3. Things cycling back to the front now, and Mike Husby will be your race leader once again. Behind him, Steven Taylor, 1.9 seconds down the road, and another further 1.9, Andrew Hess in P3. Tyler Tucker up to a net P3 position there for him. Behind him, Julian Medore dropped a couple of spots, of course, and Brett Black losing out, as did Christopher Carpenter. By running that much longer on those stops, it really cost those guys time on the track. So hitting a bit later, just running this last stop could be better for them because they went fast later in the run, but it's certainly an interesting gamble.
Oh, it definitely is, and gambling is obviously it pays off, it's a huge reward, but hopefully it doesn't bite him in the butt, and hopefully he doesn't lose a bunch of spots here at the end of the race.
He did indeed, and well, we're just going to run through your top 10 as things stand, of course. On the racetrack, Mike Husby, dominant car today. Qualified on pole, he's leading this race again by 1.7 seconds. Led most of the laps today. Behind him, Steven Taylor in P2, qualified 16th. Great run from him. We've had poor qualifying. He has made up for it. Qualified second on the front row. Andrew Hess running P3. Behind them, Tyler Tucker P4, Julian Medore P5, up from P13. Your championship contender, of course. Brett Black, Matt Harrington, Jake Finch, Chad Lance, and Joseph Cavorne. Rounding at your top 10. This is going to be an interesting race there, Andy. Caution is out.
Oh, and we just got ourselves a yellow, which shakes up literally everything.
We did indeed. Gonna try and work out what the heck happened here, Andy.
Oh, Morgan Murphy.
Morgan Murphy. Problem from that 0-3 car.
Looks like
on
it's
the
still
racetrack.
spin, but instead of spinning down low, he spun up high.
Oh, big problems there for Morgan Murphy. Coming out of turn 2, gets loose, hits the wall, slaps it, and spins that car around. Day looks like it could well be done there for the 0-3 machine. Unfortunate and, well, interesting because we just had the green flag pit stop. So is anyone going to come to pit road?
That's a oh, there was actually an incident after he spun. He spun and he was going, and Steve Lavender actually got run into the back from Nathan Bowers. We'll
try and get a replay up of that one. Steve Lavender in that 32 car, and he was passing that 0-3 car low and had slowed down for some... I'm not sure why that happened. He didn't seem to have an issue, the 32 car there. He was driving pretty well. That car comes out turn 2, sees the slow car, 0-3 there, backs it down for some reason. I think he brakes because his speed drops to 120. Doesn't speed up, and I'm confused, Randy.
Yeah, I am too. That was kind of a weird little incident. I don't know if maybe the yellow flag had just come out and he slowed down for that. Or...
Yes, I think the yellow flag was out, and I think he slowed down because looking at other cars on the racetrack right now, everyone's lifting off right now, and that car behind him there, it just didn't slow down. So
yep.
I think that's definitely a problem there for the 99 car. That is Nathan Bowers did not react to the yellow flag and nailed that 32 car. So, wow. Engine damage is its own penalty.
Yeah, it really is. But you were asking if people are going to come to get gas.
Yeah.
Well, literally everyone did, pretty much. So it's going to be interesting to see. Our good friend Chris Gutierrez, I believe, stayed out, but I'm not sure if he's a lap down or not.
He is not right now. Of course, he stayed on the lead lap, so this is exactly what he needed. But we're just going to have a quick pop to commercial, and we will be right back to catch the restart.
So the Mazda Shootout is a competition that Mazda Motorsports puts together to find best up-and-coming road racers in America and give them an opportunity to further their careers. iRacing's involvement allows sim racers, presumably with not a lot of
real-world seat time the same opportunity. This year, iRacers who compete in the Season 3 iRacing Mazda Cup will have the opportunity to go to the shootout this fall. Last year was the first year that iRacing was involved, and we sent 2 iRacers to the shootout. Evan and Steven, they did great on track. They were really fast in the car and represented sim racers and iRacers very well. The way that iRacers will qualify is that the top 10 in finishing points will be invited to submit an application to iRacing. We'll review that with a panel here, and we'll pick 2 finalists who will then automatically go right on to the shootout. So this is a really great opportunity for any racer, and especially a sim racer. The winner of the shootout this fall wins a fully paid scholarship from Mazda to compete in the 2016 Battery Tender Mazda MX-5 Cup. It's a really great prize. Really great opportunity if you want to have a road racing career.
And welcome back to round 16 of the CORT TeamSpeak Cup Series here at Auto Club in Fontana, California. Late race caution, well, not late race exactly, but third caution of the night, and Steven Taylor is scored in your, well, not anymore because this timing and scoring is messed up. We have, I believe, a number of cars who'll be looking for that wave around. Of course, 21 going past now, and this should pass the lead on to, that could well be, yeah, it's Steven Taylor from Matt Harrington, from Jake Finch, Mike Husby, Tyler Tucker, Andrew Hess, Julian Medore, Brett Black, Chad Lance, and Grace Hinkins. So this has changed the shape of this race somewhat, Randy, as they're trying to form up too wide here. We want to go this time, and sorting out positioning on the track. Wow, Husby's mired back and forth now. Hess still in a good position, P6, so things are good for him as things stand. The only thing Taylor can really do is get the win and establish some pride.
Yeah, definitely. Mike Husby's going to be probably a little irritated about this. Had an entire race worth of work and basically about a 2-second gap thrown away from that caution, and then 3 spots just to top it all off. So hopefully we'll see him not get too flustered from it. Obviously we have Andrew Hess, who's still running in the dominant position in terms of the championship. Pretty much looks like if he can just keep running like he is, he'll pretty much have it wrapped up even if Taylor wins the race. But they're definitely looking strong, and we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing here, Rachel.
We are indeed, as cars heading out of turn 4 right now, and basically taking that long left-hand turn onto pit road. Field will be in control of that 42 machine there. Steven Taylor on his outside, Matt Harrington in the 2. The 3 and the 25 behind them. Fastest car on the track, the 25, as they will go now. Late restart there for Steven Taylor. Good following him though from Matt Harrington on the outside. He will fall into second position behind him. But they've jumped away from 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, good start for those two guys. Working together a little bit to get themselves an early breakaway from P3 and 4. Steven Taylor, like you said, definitely want to salvage some pride and bring home this race win. But I definitely think Husby's going to be looking to just basically just get through these guys as quickly as possible and start stretching a gap again. He's definitely going to be frustrated, and he's definitely looking like he's going to be potentially aggressive. He was eyeing the inside line a little bit coming down the back straight, but wasn't exactly close enough to do it. And now they come running off turn number 4. Looks like Jake Finch is taking a stab at Matt Harrington here, going into turn number 1.
He is indeed. Finch up the inside there in that 3 car. Looking for second position. He will secure that out of turn 2. Good run from him, although 2's coming back is outside. Could be a good run there from Matt Harrington. 2 wide down the back straight. Behind them, of course, looking on Mike Husby, former leader of this race. The majority of the laps so far. Nowhere to go for him right now, and he's just watching Taylor getting a little smaller in his window.
Yeah, I think he's just sitting there kind of biding his time. He obviously doesn't want to make it 3 wide and completely ruining his race. But he needs to be careful. I think as long as, right now, I think Jake Finch is giving Harrington a little bit too much leeway on that inside lane. He needs to be a little bit more greedy as he comes off the corner. because that's really like killing his run, and he's not able to pull away. He goes down, entering some of these corners. He's able
25 will go up the inside as well there, using that pick. The gap that the 3 had opened, he will try and follow, but doesn't quite make it there. Yeah, the 3 is entering quite low down, Randy, so that's really killing his exit speed. Oh, contact there with the leader there.
Oh, and
they're
all pushing each other around, and the 3 starting to spin.
Loose,
and he's able to hold on to that.
No,
he's a little loose
he's
again.
Not going to save it. He's in the wall.
Oh, and he's in the wall, and he goes back down to the traffic. Well, a purple car got that. Chad Lance got a little bit of a kiss out of that.
Spinning down pit road there. That is, of course, that's the 99 there. Nathan Bowers, the incident earlier. He spins into pit entrance, and the 3 plummets down the running order there.
Yeah,
Get a replay of this up on your screens, hopefully right now. That was quite an intense moment there, coming off turn 4. The 3 machine there of Jake Finch gets loose, pushes high, wobbles, hits that wall hard, peels off the wall almost, and he drops down the track. Car splitting him 3-4 wide there for a moment.
Oh, we got another car on the wall coming off of turn 4.
We do. Who is that?
We have. That's a good question. Where did he go? It was Tyler Tucker, car number 55.
It was indeed narrowly avoided by, that was Julian Medore there, who could have been pretty much destroyed. Championship contender with a narrow escape.
And actually, Hess was right behind that. If they would have gotten tangled, that would have been on P1 and 2 from our championship gone.
Could have been Stephen Taylor's championship, but here we go, Medore fighting back right now. On the outside, I wasn't live, that's a problem, but 4 car there splitting, Brett Black splitting Medore and Hess.
Yep, and some we've missed in all this. Oh, the leader's spinning off of 4. We have the leader spinning off of turn 4. He saved it. I was just about to say, we missed Harrington in inheriting the lead there and all the confusion. He just threw it away, it looks like. I think Taylor might be close enough to make a move here, but no, Harrington's going to guard the inside. That was almost a race over there for Matt Harrington.
It was. This has checked things up a lot. 51 of Medore and Husby right up behind Taylor, looking to his inside there. Another wobble for the 2. His tyre's not holding on great there. 99 low on the inside. He'll go a lap down now. But looking too wide for second place. Husby at the inside of Taylor. He will try and make that stick. We know the 2's loose. He's looking pretty loose again, but Husby up to second position now at turn 4. Great run there from the guys that have the most laps in this race.
Yeah, definitely. And he's going to be happy to have that P2 again. Steven Taylor, I think, wants to get up there and win this race. We're pretty bad, but right now I think they both just need to be careful with the way that number 2 car is wobbling around. It looks like it's well, I won't say what it looks like, what I was going to say, but yeah, Harrington definitely is holding on for dear life up there in P1 right now. Mike Husby, and I think Husby's sitting back a little bit just to give himself some leeway in case that car does come around.
He also wants to save a bit of those tyres for later in this run. We know he's great in the long run pace, so he needs to save as much as he can at this time. He used later on in the race, of course, and that's what you need to win the race. And now, of course, Andrew Hess, he's up to P5. So still followed closely by Julian Medore in P6, but really kind of biding his time. He's played a very safe race, Randy, looking after that car, keeping himself in a top 10 position, but just not taking perhaps risks he might have done.
Yep, and meanwhile we got Mike Husby up here trying to make a pass for the race lead going into turn number 3. And with his pace, he's probably just going to get it done.
Husby up the inside through turn 4.
Yep,
Harrington nearly in the wall.
Oh, he got a scrape of it. 42 is going to go by. The 4 is going to go by. Andrew Hess might be able to make something happen. No, he's a little bit too far back.
He might. No, Hess will stay back there in 5th position right now. But big slide and a hit of the wall there for that 2 car. Big problems potentially. Narrowly avoided once again as cars have been losing this race. These cars are really on edge.
Oh yeah, and especially Matt Harrington. He's been right on the ragged edge these last handful of laps. He nearly spun it about 2 laps in a row coming off of turn number 4, and then he did it once going into turn number 1. But Mike Husby's going to be loving this. He's got himself back out front.
Look
He's
at
already
this gap.
got himself already 0.8 of a second, and he's had the lead for about 3/4 of a lap by the time they reach the
incredible
time
speed there from Mike Husby.
Pace.
Running 39.5, so he's 2/10, 3/10 faster than the field at the moment. So incredible pace there from Mike Husby, just saving his car, not pushing too hard, waiting for the opportunity, and he took it, and it's been really beneficial so far.
Yeah, it definitely is, and I think the way he's driving, I think he's being able to just pull away here. I'm pretty sure that at this point, this is basically just me. Congratulations, Mike Husby, you won the race, as I give him the commentator's curse. Anyways, Steven Taylor looking good, but Brett Black looks like he's wanting to make a move on him for P2. Hess running in P5, and like we've been talking about all day, been running safe, been running smart, wants that championship, not the race.
Well, that's the long game that's so important in long championship series like this one. You've got to finish first, and that's never more important than in a championship, Randy.
This is true. That's very true. As we see Julian Madore maybe make a move on him. Looks like he's thinking better of it, or just didn't quite have the speed. But looks like Andrew's going to give him the space. Pretty much like we've been talking. We haven't seen Andrew fight with anyone pretty much all race long.
Well, he doesn't need to. In this position, he is the leader. And with the point standing structure that the series uses, as long as he finishes in his top 10, he is secure in this victory. He will have the championship, so he needs to obviously give, but not give too much. So Harrington, of course, ahead of him, looking pretty loose again, so it still could all be over there for Andrew Hess if he's not got his eyes on stalks. But 42 there, Steven Taylor up the inside of the 2. Matt Harrington going after that 4 there. Brett Black up into second position. Good run from him. But, nearly in the wall again for the 2 of Harrington. That car is so loose.
Yeah, I think he made himself a setup adjustment on that last pit stop, and it looks like Madore and Hess are looking to make this 3 wide around this 2 car. Actually, Hess is going to lose a spot to Madore. Actually, no, I take that back. He had already... Never mind, don't listen to Randolph. Oh, Madore's off track. Madore's spinning on the inside of turn number 2. Hard in the wall. That's going to be a caution.
Big impact there. Turn number 2. Going to replay for your screens. Race-ending damage there for Julian Madore. And it's Matt Harrington involved. This happens right in front of 18 of Andrew Hess, your championship leader. Coming off turn 2, pushes up to 51, hits the 2, loses that car, spins it down, and smack into the inside wall. Game over for the Furniture Row number 51 there of Julian Madore. His chances of finishing his championship in second are over. That's at least P3 for him, Randy.
Yeah, and that's definitely huge. Steven Taylor is going to be happy to hear about that. He's probably going to move himself up into P2 there for the championship. Madore was basically to really establish Madore's mindset of wanting to get by that 2 there. He was basically Roche B, no stop, and it just didn't work out for him. And the CTs basically incendiary tunnels and everything.
Yeah, most people are actually
that's fine.
Not understanding that analogy, but I get it, don't worry. Randy is a prolific video game player, shall we say, so...
I'm the prolific video game player.
You are the prolific video game player, and resident RaceSpotTV basement dweller, so... Randy Chen with people.
I quit.
Mike Husby commanding lead once again, 1.2 seconds up the track from Brett Black in second place, and another 0.9 of a second back to Steven Taylor, so this is spread out very quickly, Randy.
Yeah, with the ways that everything was going, with people getting into each other, and the Harrington being as loose as he was, it's only a matter of time before everything pretty much spread out. Fortunately, it took a couple of spinners and crashers to really to finish it out, and unfortunately, we didn't get a yellow for Madore's spin there at the end. I'm sure Madore is going to be pretty infuriated after that. Hess, I'm sure, is just breathing a sigh of relief after making it through that wreck clean.
That could have been critical for him there, of course. And, well, Julian Madore running second in the championship. That car is on pit road, and it's looking to be there for quite a period of time. So, heartbreaking end to the series for Julian Madore. Not what he wanted, and, well, he will be a spectator as we bring this to a conclusion in 18 laps time, Randy.
Yep, about 15 laps to go here. And by a little bit of side-by-side racing going on in the back, who is that? Between Johnny Eckert and James Gutta. Running up here for the top 10, the all-white car of Eckert, and the blue car, the Kohler Cancer Alliance car of James Gutta. Proving that I can indeed read and tell color. Really not much to say really at this point. The race is pretty much, everything's calmed down. I think all eyes are pretty much on either your leader Mike Husby, your essentially P2 runner in the championship.
Big wiggle. Once again, Matt Harrington, resident loose car, taking that mantle from 0-3, gets loose again right in front of Andrew Hess, who will go to the inside in turn 3 and 4. He will go for that pass, which would earn him P4 on the racetrack. Gotta watch out for that 0-2.
Oh, the car's in the
wall hard. Very, very lucky escape there for Andrew Hess. Could have been a lot worse. Second time there, the car of Matt Harrington's been in the wall, Randy.
Yeah, he's been in the wall a couple times. Gotten hit by another car a couple times. I don't really blame Hess for wanting to get the hell away from him, to be honest.
He is in the wars.
Right now he's our resident excitement bringer. Instead of stand up to cancer on the hood of that car, they stand up to boredom.
I should say stand up to safer barriers. He's been definitely beating on that quite a few times during his race, but we'll lose a couple of spots out to Chad Lance and Joseph Savoni. 29 machine there, passing him quite easily, along with the 23, but up front, easy run for us. We got
ourselves a yellow.
Chris Gutierrez is involved. It's the 1 and the 21.
His motor's done.
We get a replay up for you right now, of course, and wow, big impact there. The 1 and 21 rub cars spins up the track there with the 21, and that catches a car trying to go up around the outside. 55 car there. That is the car of Tyler Tucker. Has been running really well. Nearly past that 21 machine as we're watching this replay. Nearly past. Taxis back end. Round he goes, and lucky escape. Could have been worse for him. I think he might have survived this one with just some light rear damage. But we will have a caution, and we will have 10 to go, Randy.
Yeah, we're going to have about a 9 to 10 lap dash to the finish here. This is going to be the last thing Mike Husby wanted. And here's the thing, as long as they've been running out there, everyone's going to need to come down pit and get tires. No one's going to take fuel. They're not going to want the weight in the car. I'd be very surprised if anyone takes gas. But yeah, this is going to be what Mike Husby didn't want. Yeah, Mike Husby didn't want it. I just got confused because it says Paul Husby on the back of the car. But yeah, the only time we've seen Mike Husby really give up this lead all day has been in the pit lane. So this is going to be kind of tough luck for him. He's more or less given this race win to him in a basket.
Not a great pit stop last time around, of course, for Mike Husby. Conceded 3 positions on pit road. So what can he do this time around? Of course, we expect them all to come to pit road. Anyone staying out at this stage would be kind of mad. This will be a 10-lap dash for the cash. It's all or nothing here, and drivers will not be caring about. Look out for those tyres. The 42 of Stephen Taylor will stay out.
That is an interesting call there from Stephen Taylor.
There's a few cars staying out. I believe the 00. That is okay. Alex Buffoli, he's a lap down right now. The 7 will stay out, also a lap down. So I think 6 also. Those guys hoping, they might come to pit road this time around, of course, once they realise the guy on the lead lap has stayed on the racetrack. So expect to see those guys in. I'm going to watch Matt Husby for his pit stop. He's into his box. Behind him, also Andrew Hess into his pit box. Much later though, so expecting Husby to get out pretty quick here. So, yep, he's out and away. Easy second place for Mike Husby. He will maintain that, but positions gained
took right side.
He did.
He didn't
positions
take left.
gained for Andrew Hess. He's out as well. That was also right side tyres, I believe, for Andrew Hess.
That's an interesting call to take right side tires only.
It could be interesting. It could be decisive, but hopefully these guys know what the cars handle like on 2 tyres. Track like Auto Club, it can really abrade them all. So, looking forward to see this restart. But the Gen 6 car is quite well known for its tyre spin.
Yeah, especially on these 2 tires. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens here. Definitely nice to see some this strategy playing out. I'm a little surprised to see Taylor stay out the way he did, and I'm actually surprised a couple of our cars down outside of the top 10 they're still on the lead lap didn't stay out. Because really with this 9-lap run, even if they don't have the pace to win the race, which they don't even on new tires, they'd still get themselves looking maybe up into the top 5 or top 10. So that was a little surprising.
I think we have to expect a caution will come out. Of course, Cody McCorkey, he wasn't the lead lap, he stayed out. So big track position there for the 18th qualifier. Behind him, of course, will be your previous race leader, Mike Husby. This is going to be really interesting, Andy. I think you could afford to stay out here. So I think less than 10 to go, cars pushing hard. I think we can expect another caution. So, realistically, you can't lose too much. So for those guys that are really down the order, I'd have stayed out, you know, from maybe P15 backwards. It's like, well, hey, yes, I've nothing to lose by pitting, but I've nothing, I might as well try and gain something. You know, a mistime caution here, we end this in the yellow, and even if we don't, it'll be a 1 or 2 lap sprint, which is so much easier to hold a position on. It's kind of worth staying out.
Yeah, it definitely is. I'm lagging from the server a little bit here, so sorry if I quit.
Technical issues here on RaceSpotTV, unfortunately, but these cars running around now. This finish is so close in mind for them. We are, of course, 10 laps from completing this season here for the CORT TeamSpeak Cup Series and crowning your series champion. Right now, of course, Andrew Hess, points leader by 10 points over Julian Mador, is sitting in P4. Julian Mador out, of course, after that big incident out of turn 2. Of course, P3 in the championship, Stephen Taylor, he might be leading now, but there's realistically no chance for him to actually pass this anybody in the championship, other than perhaps Mador, Andy.
Yeah, it definitely is. Stephen Taylor, if something crazy happens on this restart, Hess could see himself get wrecked, and we could see Stephen Taylor give himself a championship win here in basically the last 15 laps.
It is indeed, and well, this will be the fight we have been wanting all night long. So,
all night long.
Cars lining up too wide, and do not sing anything like that, Randy. As we get ready to take the green flag here, one more lap of the caution. Green flag is coming soon.
Yep, we're going to have ourselves about a 7-lap sprint here to the end. And then basically, if they go more than 3 laps on a green, and then there's going to be no chance of green white checker. So we're hoping that it stays green from here on out.
We will.
But I probably just jinxed
it. Exactly, and this is going to be quite an exciting couple of laps. I'm guaranteeing you all, you do not want to switch over right now. This race has just got interesting. We've been here for 92 laps, of course, but it's the final 8 here that will matter. This is going to be all holes barred, no holes barred even, that's the right word, I suppose. NASCAR action here at Auto Club in Fontana, California. Round 16 will come to a close in 8 laps time. Field will be under the control of Stephen Taylor. That 42 machine runs so strong here today. Qualified 16th, of course. 18th qualifier is outside Cody McCorkey. Old tyres for these two. Could be tyre spinners. The field's under the command of Stephen Taylor. He will have to go pretty as soon as he goes early. We are green flag back out for the conclusion of this race here today.
Taylor's got himself a good jump. Looks like Husby's already looking to make it get himself up into P2 even before they reach turn 1, which he's able to do, and really Taylor's going to be hating to see that because Husby's the one he was hoping to get that would probably get hung up by McCorkey a little bit. And like, oh, everyone's getting held up by McCorkey right now. Passes. Mike Husby was getting held up as well.
3 wide into turn 3 back in the pack as Joseph Cavani, Matt Harrington there taking out on 3 wide. He's pushing his way through as we have car contact with the number 18.
Oh, and the 4 spinning.
The 4 loses it down low, but he will stay on the grass and should not cause a caution. But nearly took out the championship leader there.
Yeah, that's definitely not what you wanted to see, I guarantee you.
Heart attack for Hess there on the racetrack. Nearly getting spun out there by the number 2 car of Harrington. 3 wide behind him there, they're 30 to 1 of the 9. Oh, the 30 going to wiggle. This is getting a bit exciting here as we're 94 laps in. Going to be on lap 95 this time around. 6 laps to go at the line. The action is intensifying here on this late race caution.
Oh, they're definitely
behind him.
And here's the thing: that 30 called out under yellow. He's gonna win. He's turning people, and the way he's going forward, he might just been telling the truth.
I think he might, as everyone's trying to hit something here on this track, and this is very, very intense. 6 car still in a great position, of course. P18 qualifying. He's running in P5 right now. Hess is gonna go up his inside. 2 behind him, and that could be a risky move as he gets tapped by Harrington. Up the inside of the 6 machine, he will get past. Here comes the 30 behind Harrington. That car's showed some great pace so far today. James Guter, of course, qualified P20. He's running in that top 10. Good finish for him. As he's up the inside of the 2 there, who we've seen has been incredibly loose recently. Running up towards the wall. He's in the wall. 2 of Harrington in the wall hard again. Third time.
Sorry to interrupt you, but here we are. 10 lap. Oh, we have a caution out.
Caution.
Who was leading?
It is
Steven Taylor may have just won the race. With 3,000.
He might. We'll find out what happened for you right now, of course. And Morgan Murphy, that car has crashed. Morgan Murphy running out of turn. We're going to replay up now, of course. And running out of turn 4 for Morgan Murphy. Backhand steps out. Drifts it slightly, overcorrects, spins the car up the racetrack. Hard driver's side impact into that outside safer barrier. Game over for Morgan Murphy. And a second incident for him today. Yeah, we should expect maybe 1 to go on this race, which, well, that'll be green, white checker all in 1 lap. So, well, we hope there'll be a 1 lap restart, of course. We have locked down traffic, so this could be a very tight run thing, Randy.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty tight between.
It is Steven Taylor in the lead. He is in the lead, confirmed. Steven Taylor leading this race. If we have 1 to go, that could change, but if it doesn't, this could be his race.
Yeah, thing is with Steven right now is if he gets a good jump, he basically gets the race handed to him. Husby will be quicker, but he's not really going to have enough time to really take advantage of those tires. Everyone's tires are going to be cooled off, and everyone's going to be in somewhat similar position here as they come to the end of this race. But
well, Julian Mador down in 21st position, of course. That guarantees that Steven Taylor will finish 2nd in the championship if he finishes this race, which is
thanks for ruining
for
it.
him, which is a big
Spoiler alert.
Well, no, he'll get 2nd position if he stays here. If he finishes in the top 5, if he finishes at all, he will gain 10 positions, of course. 10 points on that is the car of Midori, so he will be very happy with that, of course, if he can win the race as well, Randy. What a way to cap it off. I might not have won the championship, but hey, I did it when it mattered.
Yes, he certainly did. This is gonna be an exciting restart. 'Cause right now, strategy is more or less out the window unless you're Steven Taylor. But there's no thoughts of fuel, no thoughts of anything else. It's basically just wait for that green flag and go. As this should be
an exciting restart if we get one.
Yeah, and this should be 2 to go. It should be coming to 2 to go.
We should indeed, and that will put us in a 1 lap restart zone for this race.
And we should be seeing a 1 lap run of the green flag. Just 2 miles.
Yeah, I think NASCAR should do this in real life, Randy, of course. You know, green white checkers are all well and good, but make it a 1 lap restart. We'll see some real action there.
NASCAR should do a lot of things, but no comment.
1 lap restarts with yellow flags active. We get a caution in the 1 lap to do it again. That'd be exciting.
I don't want a lot of Alabamians coming at me pissed off with grandpa's rifle and shotgun.
And they're now banned Confederate flags.
Yep.
Well, the cars should be expecting to double up behind that pace car this time round. Lap 98 right now we're on, so single file lap 99, green flag lap 100. This will be a 1 lap shootout. We're going to have the biggest action for all day to cap off the series for the CORT TeamSpeak Cup Series. Their season will end with a bang, Randy.
Well, let's not hope it ends with a literal bang. The way the start of this race was pretty bangful, and the end of this race has been pretty bangful as well. So hopefully it remains clean in that regard. But I wouldn't be surprised if someone ends up looking the wrong way.
I think people could end up turning the wrong way in this final lap of this race. It's going to be intense. We've seen a lot of cars have issues. Of course, Morgan Murphy, he is running still, despite that spin and into the wall. So that car towards the back, he shouldn't be in a position to slow on up and get involved again, but he's still running. That's good for him, of course, running in P18. He'll still finish higher than his P24 qualifying, which is great news for him. But as things stand right now, some big gains for drivers in this field. Chris Carpenter started P23. He's up in the top 10 in P9. 22 for Johnny Eckert. He's in P8, P20 James Gutter, that 30 machine up in P6. Of course, P16 leading the race and P14 in 4th. Not going! No! They've ended the race.
Oh, they have. That is...
They've just thrown under the caution. They've extended the caution to end the race. There'll be no white flag restart. That is it over.
That's a decision that's so dumb it came from NASCAR themselves.
Well, Chris Gutter's deciding to celebrate by drifting, but game is over. This will be it. The race has been won by Stephen Taylor. Mike Husby will finish second, which is not what he wanted, and Andrew Hess will take the championship, Randy.
Yeah, I am, like, I'm stunned. I don't know why they would do that.
I have no idea why they would do that. I mean, avoiding last lap Carmageddon is one thing, but this was going to be the finale of the season, and I'm quite surprised.
Yeah, I don't know what, I have the voice chat on and they're talking. I don't know what prompted that decision at all. That was, I mean right now they're basically in a position where the championship can't really be changed. But I think Hess would have enough leeway with the amount of cars running that even if he crashed, he would still win the championship. But yeah, that's just, I don't know. That was
a tragic way to end the season here. Round 16, of course, at Auto Club Speedway for the CORT TeamSpeak Cup Series. We will finish this race under yellow flag conditions because of decision by race control. And that will mean that your finishing positions unofficially at this time, we will, of course, be hopping over for interviews after this race. And that will be race results up on your screen right now. And this race, of course, race won by Stephen Taylor. Behind him in second place, dominant car today, Mike Husby. Third place will be Case Hinkins. Fourth, Chad Lance, Andrew Hess, James Guter in sixth, Cody McCorkey seventh, Johnny Eckert, Christopher Carpenter, and Matt Harrington rounding out your top 10. The rest of those results will be up on your screen right now, and we will soon, of course, have this race concluded. Unfortunately, under yellow.
Yeah, definitely unfortunately under yellow. That was going to be a fun race to the end there. It's been a relatively boring race overall. Some decent action, but they had themselves a chance to go to the end of the race there in a strong fashion, and they kind of threw it away, I think. I don't know. Congratulations to Andrew Hess for winning the championship, though, and to Stephen Taylor on the race win.
It is indeed, and of course we will hopefully be heading over shortly for interviews post-race with the CORT drivers today. Hopefully get some action from those guys, and we'll find out exactly what's been happening all race long, and some words from the amazing racing that's been going on. I mean, what a finale there, Randy. Of course, obviously the end has soured things a little bit, but it was a worthy race to end a championship.
Yep, it definitely was. It was pretty good. But yeah, it was, the middle of the race was actually quite exciting. Husby, I'm sure, is a little bit heartbroken that he didn't bring that home with the lead he had quite a few times. And Taylor made the right strategy call there, staying out. That strategy call to stay out won him that race.
It is indeed, and well, we're just going to go to commercial, folks, and we, of course, we'll be back just after this with your post-race interviews, so stay tuned to RaceSpotTV. We'll be right back.
So the Mazda Shootout is a competition that Mazda Motorsports puts together to find best up-and-coming road racers in America and give them an opportunity to further their careers. iRacing's involvement allows sim racers, presumably with not a lot of real-world seat time, the same opportunity. This year, iRacers who compete in the Season 3 iRacing Mazda Cup will have the opportunity to go to the shootout this fall. Last year was the first year that iRacing was involved, and we sent 2 iRacers to the shootout. Evan and Steven, they did great on track. They were really fast in the car and represented sim racers and iRacers very well. The way that iRacers will qualify is that the top 10 in finishing points will be invited to submit an application to iRacing. We'll review that with a panel here, and we'll pick 2 finalists who will then automatically go right on to the shootout. So this is a really great opportunity for any racer, and especially a sim racer. The winner of the shootout this fall wins a fully paid scholarship from Mazda to compete in the 2016 Battery Tender Mazda MX-5 Cup. It's a really great prize. Really great opportunity if you want to have a road racing career.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
The NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series powered by iRacing.com has officially begun.
Alright, so we are here back at Auto Club. The conclusion of the CORT series and the CORT race at Auto Club, obviously. Race win going to Steven Taylor, Mike Husbeaver finishing P2, Case Simpkins P3, Chad Lance P4, running out your top 5 is Andrew Hess, who comes home with a championship. So yeah, it was a pretty good run. Rachel, what did you think?
Well, an exciting finale to the championship, of course, and well, a race worthy of the champion. That was, of course, Andrew Hess of the 18 car. He had a good run. He was strong, and he didn't fight when he didn't need to. He controlled his position in that race expertly, and well, we're going to get a chat with him right now, of course. Andrew Hess, number 18 car, you are the champion, I apologise, this season. Well, you had a pretty controlled race. You looked after what you had, and you didn't take risks. Tell us about it from your point.
some insightful input from
Very,
Andrew Hess
yeah.
there.
We don't seem to have Andrew Hess right now on online, so we're going to hopefully get him shortly. And we're going to go and talk to...
I'm here.
Oh, we are here. We have Andrew Hess here. Andrew, of course.
Nope, you missed your chance.
I'll repeat myself because you're now back. Of course, you've won the championship and you controlled your race pretty expertly. You fought when you had to fight, and you didn't fight when you didn't have to, and didn't take any risks, really, of course. Was that your strategy from the start, or...?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been the way I've raced all season is wait to the end. Just you got to get there in these races because they're so long, and with all the cautions, you just got to save your car and be there at the end, and that was pretty much a strategy. I didn't want to change it.
Well, a great run from you, of course, and you do bring home that championship. It was pretty hard for you to lose it, in fact, with having to finish 10 points lower than Mador to drop down. And obviously, when he fell out of the race, you pretty much guaranteed the championship. So, of course, hoping to do it again next year.
Oh, absolutely. That's always the goal, and it feels good to bring home the car that I've used as a sponsor all year and have this race sponsored by it too, and have you guys along, and felt like we put on a good show, and hope it translated well, and it was just a great season, great cause, and I couldn't ask for anything better. Just so excited.
Well, indeed, a great run from you, and well, nearly could have won the race a few times, but we're going to have a chat, hopefully right now, with Mike Husby, the guy who dominated this race and came so close to victory, if not for a late race caution, 10 laps to go, and some strategy play from another driver. Mike, you were the dominant car today. Second place doesn't feel quite as good?
Not really, honestly. I thought I could have gotten by Taylor in the last lap right there before the caution came out, and unfortunately we do have a rule that if we don't get 2 or more laps to go at the end, we do finish under caution, so that pretty much sealed it for me.
Well, unfortunate end to the race for you, of course. You had the strongest car here, really. Completely peerless in that race. You had so much speed and consistency. How was the car in the long run?
I felt like it wasn't really falling off for me. It seemed like a lot of other guys were falling off pretty bad after about like 10 to 20 laps. And I kept on looking back at my intervals, and their gap was becoming like 1.5 seconds to like 1.1 to 1.5 seconds. So we didn't really fall off as much as everybody else, but it was pretty solid all race long.
Well, excellent result from you, bringing it home in second place, of course, and well, we have your race winner here today. He was third in the championship coming into the race, and late race crash from Julian Mador means he took the race win today and second place in the championship. Stephen Taylor.
Thank you. Yes, good to be here, and strategy worked perfectly. I tried to said screw it, stayed out on the tires, and had the caution come out at the perfect time there. Real happy.
You did indeed, and how did you feel when you were sitting there about to go green and you just managed to hold on to things and a late race caution came out? Was that a weight off your shoulders?
Absolutely, that's what I was hoping on. I knew I had about 3 laps if I got a good restart, which I did. I knew the 25 would be coming. He was moving fast. He had me there beat, and Yellow came out at the right time and got a win.
Well, you did indeed, of course. Strong one from you, and up around the top 10 all day long. Poor qualifying, though. Was that just couldn't find the speed on the track, or?
Yeah, I was lost in qualifying. I just couldn't put a fast lap together. Started deep in the field, but was up to 7th after the first yellow, so I knew the car was there. I just fast lap wasn't in the 42 tonight.
Well, still a great race. You brought it home in P1, so taking the sting out of that second place in the championship, hopefully for you. And we're gonna have a chat to Case Henkins right now, who came home today a little further down the grid than he would have liked to. Of course, Case, you're here?
Yes.
Hi, Case. Exciting race for you, of course. You stayed out a couple of times and you led a restart. You had a lot of close battles with cars throughout this race, and of course, top 10 finish for you? Good result?
Yeah, it was a good result for what we had to work with. I didn't really care for the balance of the car, and this isn't one of my best tracks, so tried to stay out and get some track position. Didn't work out for me the first time. Took 2 tires there in the last restart and ended up working out. Wish we could have finished under green, but oh well, happens.
It does indeed, and well, so a good result to finish off the season with. Looking forward to next season.
Yes, this is only my 3rd race here, and I got to thank Robert Hill Jr. for getting me involved, and Mike Husby is actually my team owner, so got to thank both of them for giving me the opportunity, and keep rattling off top 10s, and we'll get a win one of these days.
Well, good luck with next season. We're going to irritate Julian Mador now by dragging him into the broadcast booth, and hopefully going to get a word from Mr. Mador. Are you there?
Looks like he's the one
this is your
irritating
mind
us.
speaking. Are you with us? He is not, in fact, with us. Well, we're going to have a bit of an open forum here, guys. Andrew, Case, Stephen, Mike. Certainly an intense race and relatively caution-free. Any thoughts from anybody on perhaps what you're going to expect next season? Anyone you see coming up?
Yeah, I want to say congrats to Andrew Hess. He deserved the title. Ran awesome all year. He's a great guy to race with, and his cause is really good. And I think the whole field's happy for him to see him win. It's well deserved.
Yeah, I just want to say congrats to Hess as well. He definitely deserved this one. He was solid all season long, and it's great to see that we haven't had a repeat champion yet in the series since CORT began, so it's pretty awesome.
Would anyone just like to quickly tell us what CORT is? For any of the viewers that perhaps aren't familiar with the series, tell yourselves, guys.
Well, if no one's going to jump in, it's a phenomenal fixed league. Runs fixed setups, IndyCar trucks, Cup obviously, and they got some other things in the work. Occasionally do road courses, a bunch of other stuff. Great field sizes, great group of guys to race with. Most of us are friends off the track and get along great and support each other when we need it. And I wouldn't race anywhere else.
Well, thank you guys, and of course, congratulations to Andrew Hess, number 18, who's the champion this season for the CORT TeamSpeak Cup Series, and also to today's winner, Stephen Taylor. So, well, I've been Richard Whiteford, and of course with me has been Randy Chenoweth, and on the cameras, Hugo Luis. We've been RaceSpotTV, and well, this has been the CORT TeamSpeak Cup Series. I'm going to wish you a good night, and see you next time.